Hello everyone on YouTube. We're just about ready to start this week's episode recording of Catholic Weekend 276. Look at Maria's just so excited to be here.
Maria is trying to be good.
Yeah, you're trying all right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Sorry.
If you want, I'll interrupt. Actually, I'm having a bad hair day. This is just not good.
You look lovely.
Oh, you always are just generous.
You're just a beautiful person.
We've got the three mustaches going on in here. Steve's, yours, and mine.
You don't have a mustache. Let's see. I forgot to get the file up for the sound that we normally use. Sorry. I thought I was ready to go and had everything perfectly organized. Of course, I never am organized.
Now, this could be hard. If we want to talk Steve, we have to say which Steve, Steve N or Steve R.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
Steven, right?
Steve
You can
R.
refer to me as Tex if you want to.
Tex, that works.
Tex? Oh, we like that.
Okay, let's see. Try that one.
So is that a real nickname?
No.
You just totally made
Just
that
made
up.
that
I live in Texas, so there you go.
I'm going to start calling you Tex.
All right, Tex.
Okay.
All right, close. I don't want to upgrade that right now. Let's see if this sounds okay.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
Yeah, I really wish that Paul had been able to join us
Yeah,
again.
that
He's a
guy.
busy man.
If anybody needs to learn how to bilocate, it's him.
I sent him a text message, and then I got this response that says, well, he's all scrubbed up now and about to enter surgery. Can I give him a message? I said, oh, tell him it's not urgent. Don't be distracted. You need to operate on people's brains, and it's just me.
We could all use a lobotomy.
Or, you know, what is it? I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Something like that. Hey, there's Sarah.
Hello.
Da-dee-da.
Sarah! What's up? No, I hate that song.
I know, that's why I'm singing.
You're such a jerk.
Thank you. Hey, look at my background, Sarah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I thought you'd like
Just don't cover it with Maria's book when that comes out.
it. Well,
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it's the author throwdown.
what is it?
Oh, Maria knows I have book envy of her book, so it's fine.
Author throwdown.
Ah, okay, so I have the H5 is recording. I have that sound over there. I have this sound set up over here. I think we're about as ready as we ever are for the show.
It's all right. You just keep on going. I'm playing 10-10.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to mute you guys.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 276 for the week ending Saturday, June 13th, 2015. Hello, I'm Captain Jeff, also known as Jeff Nielsen, and I'm here in Roswell, Georgia, and joining me today, Miss Maria Johnson in Conyers, Georgia.
Mobile.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right, you're
Alabama.
not in Conyers, you're in Mobile, Alabama. I went to junior high and high school in Mobile.
Did you
Lovely
really?
city. And also,
Oh, well, it's great to be here. I love the city.
Oh, I'm sorry, cut you off. From Oklahoma, but he's not in Oklahoma. Steve.
Oh, I'm not. Hello, everybody. Live and direct from St. Louis, Missouri, whatever they say.
I don't know.
Misery.
Yeah, misery.
And also joining us from Buckhead. Actually, somebody who is where they actually live joining us.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
You could join us, and in Montana, Father Corey.
Howdy, all. I did make it safely back to Montana. Having to ride the horse from the airport was... No, I'm kidding.
And also joining us today, our special guest, Steve Robichaud, also known as Tex. The music really doesn't fit. Tex.
Hi, y'all. Good.
I'm happy that you could join us. And you're not in Texas either. Not normally. You're in Midland, Texas, right? But today you are where?
That's correct. Today I'm in Price, Utah, on a working vacation. Have a professional meeting next week in Park City, and we're just having a lot of fun getting there.
And so just remind everybody that, well, first of all, many people watching and listening don't even know who you are, but you have been a longtime supporter and SQPN community member. And have you been to every single CNMC we've done, or almost all of them?
No, not at all. I was at the CNMC in San Antonio. I went to the Kansas City meeting, and I was in the meeting at Dallas a couple of years ago. And I went to Atlanta here a week ago.
Okay, great.
A week ago?
And, yeah, believe it or not, it was just 1 week ago. And
Right.
I think that talking about the CNMC is going to take up, I think, most of today's show. But kind of in connection with that, we have something that the reason why we brought Steve on, we'll find out later in the show. So, with that said, as I just mentioned, we had all of us here on the panel had a great time last. Well, I can't speak for everyone. I think everybody did. Last weekend here in Atlanta, and what was I going to say about that? It's just been
You're still not recovered.
No, I'm not. And but it was a lot of fun because we got to record Catholic Weekend last Sunday, a live version of Catholic Weekend, and I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had Father Dave Dwyer on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a blast.
He totally saved that show for us.
That he was a professional.
Yep.
We had this mic for 3 people to share in front of us on a little stand like this.
Yeah.
And he just forget that. He just grabbed the mic. It was his. He's a good guy, and that was very, very, very much fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was kind of almost startling when we were introducing the show, and all of a sudden everybody in the room started applauding. I'm going, oh, this is what it's like to have a live studio audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was cool. And without any prompting, no applause sign or anything, everybody started applauding. So that was.
You didn't see the big one I was holding up?
Oh,
You must have missed that.
Oh, is that what that was?
Okay.
I had applause on one side, laugh on the other.
So how is everybody doing this week? Have you settled? Has the dust settled from the event? Or I know that I've heard a lot of good buzz from our event
You know what I don't like about the CNNC is having to come home.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
Everybody started posting their, like, oh, I'm having withdrawal, and where are all my friends? And
Well, you had a
The
wonderful
post CNMC blues are a thing.
I know.
It's true.
Kidding.
Yeah, Steve wrote a really, really nice post on his Everything Esteban website.
I love those. I love those pictures. Although you seem to always find the awkward one of me, but that's all right.
Well,
He's good
Father, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, I get it.
I'll say it.
So a lot of the folks that were there at the event, I've heard a lot of positive feedback from them on social media and new media, like Allison Gingras' show on Real Life Radio. And we heard Catholic Tiffany. Tiffany Walsh was on the show, I believe, on Thursday, and then was it Thursday or Wednesday? But anyway, one of those days, Miss Maria Johnson was the special guest on her show.
It was so
great.
much fun.
Yeah. So if you're watching or listening, Allison, hello. Great show you have there. Anybody want to just reflect a little bit about, the weekend, the event, both the Eucharistic Congress and the Catholic New Media Conference last week?
I was just completely blown away by the both events. The Eucharistic Congress is something I've never done before, and when I realized there were 25,000 people there, and the procession of the Eucharist to begin took an hour, I thought, wow, this is really something.
Yeah, it really is. The first time you go there, I remember my first one was just very impressive. It's kind of like a Catholic revival.
So Stephen, I'm sorry, Tex.
Yo.
Stephen and I first met in San Antonio at the event there and at the CNMC there, and I remember that beautiful story you told me about the rosary, and the crucifix and the cross falling off until you replaced it with a crucifix. But anyway, at the Eucharistic Congress, were you there early enough to watch the procession inside every time that the Blessed Sacrament would process around the building? How people just poof, you see the people dropping to their knees before you hear the bells.
Yes, that's true. Now, for a considerable portion of the time, I was standing, and the reason I was standing is so that I could see better, because I really wanted to see. All the different groups that came in was really something too. I don't know how many people are aware of this, but there were native-speaking Korean, native-speaking Vietnamese, native-speaking Native American. All these groups participated in this procession, and it really spoke highly of the universal nature of the church.
Yeah, that's always something that makes a big impact to me as well. Seeing all the different cultures and wearing all their, not costumes, but their traditional cultural dress and all that kind of stuff, and you go, wow, this really is the world church. So hey,
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I spent most of the day in the exhibitors room. I spent just kind of hanging out by the SQPN table. Had nothing better to do, so and it was fascinating to see just the line of people coming through, all the different cultures, different languages, different just different in general. It was just amazing to see. It was amazing to experience just again the variety, how truly diverse the Catholic Church is. People talk about diversity in the Catholic Church. Well, the Church is extremely diverse. I mean, that's the kind of event where you get to see that.
Yeah.
They had a lot of different tracks on Friday night. Were you able to go on Friday? They usually have a healing mass, and then they start some of the speaking programs on Friday.
I was there Friday night. I stayed for the mass. I didn't stay for the healing ceremony afterwards. I wasn't really sure what that was, but the mass was really cool. It really was. Of course, every mass is cool.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, I think based on what I was hearing this past week and what I witnessed at the Eucharistic Congress, it seems like most people were just kind of hanging out with the the SQPN community at the SQPN table in the exhibit hall for the most part, and really that was the reason why we ended up getting it. It was just kind of a place for people to gather. And,
so who'd you see there? I didn't make it. I was busy dealing with a carcass, but
we're on the air, right?
We buried it.
Did you say carcass?
Yeah, she said carcass. And so basically the bottom line there is just never cross Maria. You never know what's going to happen. So, no, I think she's talking about a large pig, and we're not talking about a man, we're talking about an animal. Anyway, Maria hosted a lovely party over at her place. She and her wonderful husband, John, smoked this, or not smoked, but cooked this pig.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a very good time with it, but I was doing cleanup. And who was there? Who was at the table? Because I was hoping to see some good tweets, but I saw Sarah signing her book. And and I saw a tweet of the lovely Dee Fox. That woman is every kind of precious.
Oh, I know.
Isn't she gorgeous?
She was there, and Allison Gingras was there. And I think we were the only group that had a picnic in the middle of the exhibition hall.
I guess
YOLO.
That was my fault because I ended up on the way down. I said, "Hey, are you guys getting hungry?" It was getting close to lunch.
Yep.
So I grabbed a bunch of stuff from what's the name of the place?
Schlotzsky's.
Yeah.
Oh,
where's the bell? We need the bell to give them props.
Yeah.
Ding. Ding. I love Schlotzsky's. Where is there a Schlotzsky's?
Oh, it's on Virginia Avenue.
Really?
Near Mecca, Delta headquarters.
Oh.
That's what we call it. It's Mecca. I know, this is a Catholic show, sorry.
It was good.
I had a good time.
We weren't the only ones eating. I saw others with food too. So we weren't
Oh,
the
are
only
they?
ones.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if it was like legal for me to do that, but at that point, I really didn't care.
We rapidly
Whatever. I sat
consumed
there
the
eating
evidence.
I sat there eating my sandwich, signing my book. So whatever. I was like, hope I don't get crumbs in this.
Yeah.
People would come up to the table, so what's this SQPN thing about? And I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you a card or some literature that, we don't have any, sorry.
I had a good time hanging out with the Daughters of St. Paul, Sister Anne.
Mm-hmm.
This happens every time. I walked over there to buy a comic book from my goddaughter, and $55 later,
Exactly.
she says, "Oh, well, you like this book. You should like this book. You should like this book." And it's like I can't say no.
Yeah,
You're just a nun groupie. We know the truth.
am.
Well, same thing here. I just walk over to go say hi to Sister Anne, and oh, Father, you'll like this book. You should get this book. And oh, do you have our Media Apostle DVD? And it's like, here, let me just hand you my wallet. You take out of it what you want, and just give me back the rest.
That's why they bring Sister Anne. She's a hardcore salesperson.
Oh, she is such a joy to be around.
Exactly.
Everybody was. That was.
Yeah.
What's so edifying about these events is that as we've said many, many times, that it's a chance for us to get together physically and meet each other. It's cool that we have this online community, but it really is edifying when we get to be there in person. Just adds another dimension, like the third dimension.
Yeah, listen to what we're talking about. We're talking about the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing that the CNMC does so well. And jumping forward to the next day, we had so much time where we could actually sit and network. We call it network. It's socializing. It's visiting. It's catching up. It's learning what other people are doing. It's spending time together. And it really is a fantastic event for that.
Absolutely.
That it is. Well, the music is coming up in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, and you can probably hear the plumbing in my house as well. Well, anyway, it is time now, right on cue. Thank you for our first break, and what we're going to do here is tell you that if you want to support the StarQuest Production Network and its efforts in the new evangelization using this digital media thing, then head over to sqpn.com/donate, and there you'll find convenient ways to contribute to our efforts. And we can always use your prayers, of course, and other ways to support us, but the monetary support is definitely something that we need as well to keep on going into the future. We'll talk about that later in the show. But the other way to help us out, if you don't make direct contributions by becoming a friend of SQPN, if you're making purchases on Amazon.com, head over to sqpn.com. Click on the banner for Amazon, and that way your purchase, part of your purchase, will go to our network, and it really does make a difference. It adds up, and it's a significant amount of our income to keep us running as an organization. And finally, if you are thinking about, you attended the CNMC and you thought, you know what, it's now time for me to start my new blog, my new podcast, my new video channel, whatever it is you want to do. We have a company that we highly recommend, Bluehost.com. They're a web hosting service. Several of the folks here on the panel use Bluehost. Now, Marie, are you now using Bluehost? I think she is. She's fanning herself. We're going to assume that that is a yes. For those
It's a yes. I was there when it happened.
Okay. Because, this is an audio program, so you have to actually say something. Okay, so yes, she is a new Bluehost member, as well as Sarah Vabulous, the Catholic.
I was trying to be professional, and not interrupt you, since I was
well, you
told.
Can interrupt when I directly address you.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I did not travel with my trainers.
Anyway, so
oh my
Steve,
gosh, when we come back.
Steve Nelson and everyone stay by. Also uses Bluehost. Father Roderick, his personal blog, he uses Bluehost. So, as you can see, many of us here use it, and we swear at it. I mean, swear by it. So, if you're looking to find a web hosting service, please consider Bluehost.com, because they give us a nice gift every time you do sign up. So, all right, that's enough.
I want to talk about poor Dom Bettinelli and 6 kids and a train whistle.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, hold that thought. What I'd like to do before we lose Tex, I'd like to I want to kind of talk about something that and the reason why we have him on the show today. He sent an email to several of us, and he said that he enjoyed the weekend, and but that he related a story that happened to him. Was it this year, Steve?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And so now, do you want me to read your email, or do you want to just explain to us in your own words what the event was and the significance of it?
Well, your intro is fine. I'll just take it from here.
Okay.
Yeah, in the email, I let my SQPN friends know that I'd intended at the CNMC to relate this story, but I was having too much fun. I just never got the opportunity to relate this story, and it's something that all my friends deserve to know. And after I did, Jeff said, "Well, why don't you join us for Catholic Weekend so that the whole SQPN community can know us?" I said, "Okay, sounds good." So here I am. What I guess the correct thing to do is just start right in with a little bit about me. I've been a cyclist all my life. I ride my bicycle for exercise, and I average, or at least I have in the recent past, averaged 7,000 miles a year. So I put on a lot of miles, and I was out on a regular a workout on a weekday earlier this year, and I got hit by a car. The date was March 25th. It's quite possible that most of you would recognize that that's the solemnity of the Annunciation and Incarnation. And true to form, I never keep track of what is and what is not a holy day of obligation. I can't keep track. I can't figure it out. So on that morning, I just got up and went to Mass.
You're not alone, Tex.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I'm not alone. But I went to Mass. Before I went to Mass at 7 a.m., I do what I normally do when I get up in the morning, and I prayed the Rosary. I'm a very strong adherent to having that as part of my prayer life. and I pray the rosary every day, first thing I get up in the morning. And so here I am. I'm starting the day on March 25th, praying the rosary, I go to mass, and then I go through my business day, and then I hit my regular cycling workout about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And what you may or may not know about Midland, Texas, where I live, is that in the recent past, there's been a phenomenally large increase in truck traffic. And that's because of the phenomenally large increase in drilling oil wells. And we don't have any highways that don't have a lot of truck traffic. So, you know, we just, the cycling community just adapted to the concept that whenever we go out, we just have to be a little bit more careful because it's a little bit more dangerous. And on that day, I hit the turnaround point on my ride. I turned around and started heading back. And I don't remember anything else on that day. I was in the hospital when I became aware of something. And my wife told me that I'd been hit by a car. And when she started telling me about this, she said the car was moving 65 miles an hour at the time of impact. And being in the hospital and on some morphine or something more powerful, the significance of that 65 miles an hour just didn't sink in. And so I just kind of went on with the process of trying to get in and then get out of the hospital. I was in the hospital for 6 days, and then I was in rehab for a week, and then I went home. And somewhere in there, I started thinking about what I was told about being hit by a car. I'm going to let our listeners hear what I wrote in my email, and that is that it suddenly occurred to me that the human body is not designed to survive being hit by an object that weighs 3,000 pounds, moving at 65 miles an hour. And so the reality is that I should be dead. I mean, I should be. I don't know why I'm not. I don't know how I survived, aside from the fact that maybe there was some supernatural cause that intervened. Was it God? Was it my guardian angel? Well, I don't know. And I'd like to believe that that this is part of what God's plan for me. I'm hesitant to say that God saved my life, because I don't know that living is better than being with Him. You know, honestly, it just kind of seems to me that there must be something else that He hasn't planned for me to keep me here. My injuries were fairly significant. I had a fractured left shoulder blade, 6 fractured ribs on my right side, and 1 fractured vertebra, the first lumbar vertebra. So it's low in the back. And excuse me a second, I need to take a drink.
Sure.
And that is water. It's not something else. Although I can tell you that.
That's your story, and you're sticking with it.
Yes, it is. Well, I had
The
a
weekend.
pretty good day on this trip.
Well, Tex, I think that's fire water there.
Anyways, I have been up and doing rehab. I'm on outpatient therapy 3 times a week. And here's the odd thing about this. I wasn't injured as badly as most people would expect,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've been healing much quicker than most people would expect. I'm on a kind of working vacation, as I described a little earlier, and I've got a recumbent bicycle with me that I've been riding. I'm back on the bicycle. Now I've lost a significant amount of fitness level. If you go from on a scale of say 0 to 100, with 0 being a completely sedentary, can't get out of bed, to 100 being what I was doing at the highest level of fitness I've ever been, I've probably lost 50% of that. So I'm down around 50%, and I've got a long way to come back.
A different way of looking at that, Stephen, is that with 0 being dead and 1 being alive, I think that you're in pretty good shape.
Oh gosh, yes. I'm a 1. Of course, that's a binary system, isn't it?
Yes. It's either 0 or 1.
0 or 1.
So that's really kind of the story. There are some details that go along with that, and I want to. Whenever I say anything about this, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that my wife has been really, really unbelievable. She has been taking care of me from the word go. She's been doing everything that is necessary for me to get back to where I need to be. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. And yes, I have told her that many times. And it isn't enough, by the way. I doubt that I could tell her enough, but I have. She was with me a little while ago here, by the way, here. She's out on her bicycle ride today.
Well, something that you left out in your telling is that when your wife, Chris, told you that in the ER that you were conscious and even a bit ornery.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Anybody who has known me for a while has known me at times when I've been ornery. So it wouldn't surprise them that I was ornery in the ER. Of course, I have no memory of that, by the way. I just don't.
That's amazing.
I don't have any memory of the accident itself. I don't have a memory of the ER. I just have no memory of that. And they tell me I was conscious for the ER, anyways. And Chris, my wife is Chris. Chris told me that I needed to let you know also a detail that most of my friends don't know. There was a lady who was an eyewitness to the wreck itself. Mm-hmm. And she looked back and saw that the man driving the car had stopped and got out. And so she was figuring that I was being taken care of. And she didn't get more than a few tens of feet up the road when she heard a voice tell her clearly, "Stop, you are needed."
Wow. Those are always those amazing stories. Oh.
Yeah. And she was a person that actually called 911 because the driver was in shock. He just couldn't believe what happened. And by the way, it was an honest accident. The only thing that could have been done differently is just the standard things that we do as drivers. Sometimes we just don't even think about it, But the lady who called 911 believes that was some kind of divine intervention.
Well, we talk about miracles, and in today's world, nobody wants to acknowledge that miracles happen around us all the time. I think that they do happen so many times, so often that we just kind of are numb to it and don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Clearly, we just don't flat out recognize what they are.
Mm-hmm.
We think, oh, that's just her. Someone might say, oh, that's just her subconscious nagging at her that she should have pulled over and helped instead of just going on or something like that. when it truly is God in His plan for you and for her, saying, no, you need to help.
And I don't think it's a coincidence at all that this occurred on the feast of the Annunciation and Incarnation, and that you went to Mass that morning and you prayed the Rosary. I think that you had the team there helping you through this whole thing.
Exactly.
And that was one thing. Another thing that my wife said that I should make sure that I say. I had an army of people praying for me. I had so much support from my community when I was in the hospital, when I was in rehab, and afterwards. It was such a joy for me to see the people come visit me, to have two different deacons, by the way. Two different deacons came and gave me the Eucharist while I was in the hospital. And scores of friends that either came by and visited or called or did something to indicate that they were really concerned about me. I can say without any hesitation that that was really a big part of my feeling better about being where I was.
That's excellent. We're glad that all those angels and all the team was there to protect you and bring you through this and make a full recovery. And I know you're still in the recovery right now, but it was so great to see you. And I would never have thought that just a few months ago that you were involved in this really horrific accident. You look normal to me, Steve.
Thanks so much for sharing that story.
Yeah.
You're welcome, and I feel good about sharing it. Like I said, I think all of my friends deserve to know. Let's just say that for whatever might happen to anybody who's listening, make sure if something like this happens to you, make sure you let other people know. Your friends want to know. I would want to know if it was one of my friends.
Sure.
Well,
thank you for sharing your story. It's
powerful witness to prayer.
Praise God. Yeah.
God's mercy and love, really.
Well, thank you, and you're welcome. I think it is about my relationship with God. I think it's about the reality that I have something left here in this world to accomplish. I like to say that God's got a purpose for me. I don't necessarily know what it is, but I know He's got a purpose for me. And there's a purpose for this.
Well, you're going to have to say yes then, right?
If only I could be as good at that as our Blessed Mother was.
That's a good thing to ask her in prayer when you pray the Rosary.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again, Steve, for being on our show this morning and relating that story. And it was, as you said, there's a reason that you need to let your friends know, and we're all your friend, and all of us in the SQPN community. And we hope for your continued healing these next, several weeks or months, however long it's going to be. And if you want to hang on with us for the rest of the show, you're more than welcome to. And I know that you're kind of in the midst of a working vacation. If you need to leave, that's fine too.
Well, I can stick around.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Okay. So you better have a pick of the week.
Thank you.
Never mind. I usually don't, so it doesn't matter. So,
I haven't seen the post in the chat room yet there, Jeff, so give me your pick of the week.
I actually do have one. Thank you very much.
Guys, I have to tell you that when you called Pat up to do the pick of the week live, I thought I was going to fall out of my chair laughing.
Pat Gone. Okay, yeah.
That was good.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna take advantage of if you're not sure what we're talking about, and if you haven't listened to last week's episode that we recorded live at the CNMC, we actually had Pat Gone, the voice of the Pick of the Week bumper, with us, and so she came up and kind of did that for us live, so that was a lot of fun.
Father
Somewhat
Dave
reluctantly,
seemed very
I think.
confused. He was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, he was kind of confused about many things, I think.
Her husband? Is that?
No, Father Dave.
Oh, Father Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
About
think
the cacophony in the intros. I'm thinking, well, that's normal.
yeah. I know his shows are fairly unscripted, but I don't think he was ready for.
He's like, "Can I get out of here any quicker?" No.
No, but he stayed an extra day. He was at the Eucharistic Congress, and he was very, very positive about staying and spending some time with us in the afternoon on Sunday for our little shindig. So we really do appreciate that, Father Dave. I know you're not listening, but if you are, thank you.
Yeah.
We should all send him a note.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Got
Noah.
his address somewhere. Where is he?
New York.
New York.
Was it Halo? Yeah.
Just send it, Father Dave Dwyer, New York, and see what happens.
It'll get there.
Like Santa Claus.
It'll get there.
And Sarah, you were kind of busy over the weekend, being host of several clergy.
Oh,
And,
geez,
yeah.
those boys.
Those boys. So, has everything gotten back to normal for you?
Yeah, starting to today. Work was really busy this week after they left, and so still kind of recovering from that, and still laughing about taking a Canadian to a baseball game for his first time. So
That was great.
And we got, so you got to listen to the Sports Fathers podcast because the priests, Father Corey, Father Kyle, and Father Daryl recorded some audio before we went to the game and then also during the game. And I graciously outed Father Daryl at the game and told everybody it was his first ever Major League Baseball game, so the whole crowd started to make fun of him too, and it was fantastic.
Well, he shows up in his bright green Saskatchewan Roughriders jersey.
And some guy behind us is like, "Wait, what? Is that a CFL jersey?"
Do you know where you are, sir?
Yeah.
So it was good times, and we had some hamburgers at the game. The Holman and Finch burger is pretty good. Yeah. And then Tuesday night, Father Corey and Father Kyle had abandoned us, so I took Father Daryl to dinner at Mary Mac's, which is an Atlanta tradition of very southern food.
Oh man, I missed out.
He did not have sweet tea, but Father ordered a mint julep, and he had fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, cream corn, cornbread, and banana pudding.
Oh my gosh!
And pot liquor. So
did he have the pot liquor? I was going to say, did he have the pot liquor?
We got the pot liquor. Loved the pot liquor.
So you sent him back with arteries clogged, huh?
Pretty much. You're welcome.
Southerner. Yeah.
Well, it's the first time Father had fried chicken that was not KFC. So I got to spread the gospel of Southern food.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow.
So did he know what pot liquor was before he tasted it?
No.
So it's the juice of the collard greens.
Yeah. So as you cook collard
up.
Greens, it really lets out some watery juice, and so they turn it into a soup thing and serve it with cornbread. So
interesting.
It's so good.
Dip that cornbread
really
in there.
tasty.
It's got a lot of vitamin K in it, so it's actually pretty decent for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the only thing that's healthy there, right?
Well, it's probably got a lot of salt too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Let's not worry about that part.
Father Daryl says, and amazingly, I'm still alive after all that.
I was worried. I posted on Facebook and Twitter. I thought his heart was going to stop, but
From being in heaven, that's like the best food.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, where else do you take a friend who's never really been out to a proper Southern meal? It's the iconic place of Atlanta. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was sad. I had to leave very early in the morning to catch my flight. Sarah basically woke up long enough to throw me in the
Uber.
car.
Bye-bye.
Got to go back to bed.
I was like, here's your Uber. See you later.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, Maria, tell us, why are you in Mobile, Alabama?
We're just looking. We're just looking for beaches.
Oh,
So
we're
we're,
going to check out, probably not Dauphin Island. You're probably going over to Gulf Shores or something?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. In fact, John is about 3 feet from me, and he's got his computer open, pointing. He's pointing alternately at the beach and at his wrist.
John, we're just going to have her for a little bit longer. Just hang in there and go to the beach. Excellent.
Isn't there a country song about that? Some beach somewhere?
Some beach somewhere. That's right. Just make sure you pronounce it well.
Not. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch it.
So let's see. And Steve, you're not in Tulsa or Stillwater, Oklahoma.
I'm in downtown St. Louis right now.
Okay. What you doing there?
Attending a little one-day conference with a couple of the guys that work for me.
Oh, very good.
Very nice.
Now, where are you staying at there in St. Louis?
There's a Drury Inn that's near the Union Station area.
Oh, nice.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's a nice area. That's a nice area, St. Louis.
Yeah.
You should go stalk the bishops.
Oh, that's right. They're there too.
Oh, are they still here?
Did you see Coyne's post?
I think they're on the way out of there.
Did you see Bishop Coyne's post? He wanted to stand underneath the arch. He says, if I stand under here, does that make me an archbishop?
I died. So funny. So funny.
That's awesome.
I love him so much.
I love it. Every time they had the bishops conference, I always look to see if I can see my bishop. Make sure he's not playing hooky. Well, then Catholic News Agency or Catholic News Service or one of those posted a picture of him front and center, just front and center, looking very interested in whatever was going on. It's like, okay, he's there. He at least showed up for that event. Make sure I know he's there.
Speaking of bishops, did you hear that in one fell swoop Wednesday, Pope Francis moved to address the greatest bone of contention about the Vatican's response to the child sexual abuse?
Oh, yeah.
And approved the creation of a tribunal. So that's a positive step forward, I think.
Yeah. Probably should have happened a long time ago, but I'm glad it's finally being done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, priests have kind of gotten the brunt of those scandals, and it's good that it looking at other issues as well and get our house cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, before we go over to the Picks of the Week segment of the show, Maria, you had hinted something about a train whistle and Dom.
Oh, it was just so we gave away a signed train whistle at the live recording of Catholic Weekend last week, and it was just trying to get people to tweet during the show. And Dom Bettinelli won the train whistle. Number one, Dom probably doesn't even look at the radar to see when Catholic Weekend is on, but two, he's got 6 kids, and all I could think of was his dear wife Melanie having to deal with that train whistle all week.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
You're welcome, Dom's wife.
Yeah.
Apologies to Melanie, who has a great blog, by the way.
Awesome.
She blogs them, yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm sure the kids loved it.
We have a big panel this morning, and we always run out of time, so let's go ahead and do this.
Yep.
Now. And Steve, you're going to go first because you told us you need to get out at the bottom of the hour, so here you go.
Yeah. Thank you for that. My pick of the week is our dear good friend, Father Jay Finelli. I believe today is the 23rd anniversary of his ordination.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Thank you, Father Jay. God bless.
Ad multos años. To many years.
Yeah. You should check out the iPadre podcast and all the other stuff that he does.
I visited with Father Jay earlier this year, by the way. His parish is not very far from my hometown in Massachusetts. So had a good time visiting with him.
Did
He's
you ride
doing
the
well,
train?
I did not.
Uh,
That to get to where he is, you got to at least drive some part of the way.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, Father Jay, congratulations on your anniversary. Great priest. And a great podcast, iPodre.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Great pick of the week, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and let's see, who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I pick Jurassic World. So I saw it on Thursday night, and there's no plot to the movie. However, dinosaurs fight each other. So enough said.
Don't need a plot.
No, and I saw it in 3D too, so it was great. I was like, oh, I can touch it. So
crazy.
it was okay. Listen, I thought it was great. So obviously this is not going to be super high quality Oscar-winning movie, but if you just want to be entertained for 2 hours, this did it. So there you go.
Nice.
Excellent.
Giant dinosaurs fight. There, that should be enough to get you.
Yeah,
to go.
exactly.
Good enough. Well, I have a pick of the week.
Yes, Maria?
Yes, I do. It is the birth of Zellie Marie Young to Jar and Jeff Young, the Catholic foodie.
Awesome.
Their little girl arrived this week, and she's so precious and gorgeous.
Yes, applause. This is where we'd insert applause if we had the button.
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to them. That's awesome.
Babies are
So
always
cute.
a precious thing. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we didn't stay that way.
Did you hear John?
Yeah.
Did you hear John? As the father of 3 grown children.
Love it, John. Thank you for your input. You can't hear me, I'm sure, but well, I guess
I'm
you
turning
can,
my
yeah.
mic off.
Okay. May I go next?
Please.
Okay. Well, some dear friends, and I wish that they were able to join us this past weekend in Atlanta for the CNMC. The Sweeneys, David and Allison. They have a show called the Catholic Family Podcast, and it's been on hiatus for a while. And he sent an email, I don't know, a couple weeks ago saying that they have rebooted or rebirthed the podcast. And so I said I would certainly mention it on our show because many of the people in our community have been missing their great show and their family especially. And so I have a little skit that I'm going to play. I think we have enough time for this. So here we go.
Hey Austin, what's up?
Nothing much. Could you hold this wrench?
This is like the 3rd time you've worked on the Suburban this month.
Yeah. What are you up to?
I just got back from cleaning the barn. She put me to work sorting fabric scraps.
Catherine, come here, I need you.
Man, since I got home from college, it's been non-stop chores.
I need you right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They just have too much time on their hands. Since you went off to college, there aren't that many messes in the house anymore.
Hey.
Just kidding. If we could only figure out some way to get them focused on something other than us.
Hey, I have a scathingly brilliant idea. Here's what we're gonna do. Hey, Dad.
Hi, sweetie. How's it going?
Okay, I guess.
Have you gotten your grades yet?
Nice weather we're having, all this lovely rain.
Don't change the subject, young lady.
Look, I'm doing the best I can. And what about you? How many years have you been working on that dissertation?
I'm going to graduate before you do.
That shouldn't be hard. You should have graduated with me from high school. That does remind me about my high school graduation party last year, though. That was such a great day. All of our friends were here. You know, Dad, graduating from high school is an important event in a person's life. I really like what you and Mom said. It's a shame we didn't record those speeches.
You know, in the old days, we would have recorded the whole thing and put it on the podcast.
How long has it been since you published a show?
You know, your mother and I just needed a break.
Well, I think you've had it. It's a real shame that you don't do the podcast anymore.
Huh.
Austin, come on. That t-shirt is not folded very well.
It's Dad's, which means it's hard to fold such a humongo piece of cloth. Sorry. You know what Maddie Claire said the other day?
What's that?
She asked me if I was always big.
That's funny. I guess she always thinks about you as her big brother.
Yeah, maybe I could dig up some pictures or something of when I was little.
You were so cute when you were little.
Hey.
I didn't mean it that way. I meant your voice has gotten so deep. You're a young man now. I remember when you were her age. You were about her age when you started recording Verbum Domini, in fact.
Yeah, that was fun. I should dig up some old episodes and play them for her. She probably wouldn't recognize me.
Yeah, I guess she's missing out on the whole experience. It kind of makes me sad that I don't have any recordings of her. I should do something.
Nah, you're done with the whole podcasting thing, aren't you?
Hey, your registration sticker goes out this month. You know, David, I've been thinking, we haven't recorded a podcast in a long time. I know we said we would take a break, but I was looking at the website the other day, and it's been almost 2 years since we recorded a show.
It's funny you would say that. I was just thinking the same thing. Maybe we should start recording our show again.
I know things are busy, but they're always going to be busy. I don't know if we can use that as an excuse forever. I think we should just do it. We owe it to our family.
What do you think the kids will think?
Well, we do rope them into coming and helping us every once in a while, but for the most part, they have a lot of fun. I don't think we'll have any problem talking them into it.
Yeah, we'll persuade them.
Dad, would you pass the
I don't want
potatoes?
to eat these green beans. Can I have some cereal?
No, Maddie, this is what we're having for dinner. I'm really not hungry.
Come on, Luke. Eat up so you'll be strong. You know, kids, your mom and I were talking the other day and thought it might be a good idea for us to start our podcast again.
Dad, it takes you forever to do that. You constantly talk about podcast ideas and then try to involve us. Please don't start that again.
Well, you're right. It does take some time, but think of how it benefits us. We have years of recordings of you and your siblings.
Besides, it's not like you kids have to do all that much. Yeah, sometimes we want you to record with us, but we do most of the work. Look at it this way. It'll give you more time to do the things you want to do.
I suppose we could support your decision.
Yeah, I suppose it's a good thing.
Nice job, dude.
You too, bro.
What are y'all whispering about?
Oh, nothing.
Subscribe to the Catholic Family on iTunes or on our website at CatholicFamilyPodcast.com. Please give my parents something to do.
Excellent.
Very cute.
Catholic Family
I can't
Podcast Theater.
I can't believe their voices.
I know.
Okay.
That's what happens when you get older. Your voices
I know it.
change. Especially the men, the young men, the boys.
Right.
Anyway, so so check out, if you already haven't done so, the reboot of the Catholic Family Podcast.
Nice.
CatholicFamilyPodcast.com. All right. Let's see.
I'll go next.
Okay, Father.
So my pick of the week is a priest that I hopefully will be able to end up meeting here this week. His name is Father John Hilton. He's the pastor of St. Mary's Parish in Aspen, Colorado. And he is bicycling from Anacortes, Washington to Bar Harbor, Maine, across the northern tier. So in other words, right through Malta. He's actually going to have to stop in Malta for the night because it's about the only place you can. And he's doing this to raise money for his parish. Aspen is a very, very secular area, as you can imagine. It's Aspen and Vail are like the two big ski resorts in Colorado. I mean, those are the big touristy places. And so there's a lot of money there, but it's all secular. He wants to raise money so that he can build a kind of a new evangelization center for his parish. So not just like a parish hall, but an actual institute, if you will, for the new evangelization there in Aspen to try to really evangelize that region, that area. So he's doing this bike ride. And last I checked, he was actually going through Glacier Park, along U.S. Highway 2 through Glacier Park at this moment. He's got GPS set up and everything so you can track where he's at. But here in a couple of days, he should be coming through Malta. And we'll have to stay here because it's 90 miles from Havre and 70 miles to Glasgow. So this is about the only place where he can stay unless he wants to try to camp by the side of the road, which I know he doesn't do. So check him out. I think it's a worthy project. It's kind of neat he does a video every day talking about his experiences on the road. Like he's already had a couple of issues. He had a wheel bearing go out on on his bike on one of his wheels, and then he had a spoke break, so he had to get new wheels put on, a little bit more heavier duty wheels. So it's very interesting to see, and like I said, I hope I get a chance to meet him. I've offered him use of my guest suite and use of the church. He starts every morning at 5:30 with Mass and a Holy Hour. So wherever he's at, he will celebrate Mass and then have a Holy Hour immediately following. So it's kind of neat to follow him along the country and see what he's up to and kind of follow his project as he goes.
Excellent.
I had noticed his website. I found that, and you know, my first reaction when I realized what he had in mind was, gee, does he write enough for that? You know, I wasn't sure that he was in good enough shape to complete.
Well,
it,
he
so if he's already in Montana.
Yeah, well, he'll average. His goal is to average about 90 miles a day. And he's been doing 70 to 90 miles a day, and he's been doing pretty good at that, actually. He's had a couple of days that have hit 90. He's had a few that are closer to 70. But he does a pretty good job at it. And I should say, too, it's peddlingpriest.com is his website.
Excellent. I was reading about that through New Advent. They had a link to spiritualdirection.com where they're kind of following his journey, day 10 from the road with Father Hilton. So very cool. Great pick. Yep. And Steve, finally, your pick of the week.
Actually, I do have a pick of the week. It's verbum.com, Verbum Bible software. I had caught on to this a couple of years ago because of a recommendation from Jimmy Aiken. You know, he just recommended this to all of his listeners, and I thought, well, let's give it a try. It can be a little pricey, especially if you get roped into buying the several $1,000 version, but you don't have to buy that version. And the neat thing about it is you get electronic access to a phenomenally large numbers of documents, not just the Bible, but a lot of other stuff too, that are on all of your devices, your cell phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop. All of your devices are licensed the same way. I mean, when you buy into the software, you get to access all of this information wherever you are as part of the deal. And I've been using that for the past couple of years. Reading right now the Eusebius's History of the Church, and it's fascinating, by the way. I'm surprised. By the way, many of the translations of the early church documents, like Eusebius's history, have been translated by, guess what? Not Catholics. Protestant pastors and scholars from somewhere around the early 19th century. And it's amazing how a lot of the footnotes are, well, let's just say a little batty. You know, one footnote that I was reading the other day actually said, well, it's a bad thing that that Eusebius was condemning all these Gnostics, because Gnosticism is great.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, really?
Yeah, no, I'll echo your endorsement of Verbum. I use it quite a bit. It's a wonderful package, and yes, if you can spend money on it, and it's kind of like we talked about the Daughters of St. Paul. You know, here's my wallet. Yeah, give them your credit card and just you're going to spend it.
Money well spent, though, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, it's time for us to just do our plugs and then head on out so we can tackle the rest of our Catholic weekend. Father Corey, frcorey.org.
Yep, exactly. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of fun stuff at frcorey-stica, last name spelled S-T-I-C-H-A.
Excellent. And Catholic Drinky, how are the book sales going?
They're going. If you need to buy the book, just message me. You can buy it directly from me. I have a bunch. If you want to get it signed, you can also just go to Amazon, but I won't sign it if you buy from Amazon. So just saying.
Unless you fly it out to where you are.
Yeah. So if you want a signed copy, contact me. I can make that happen.
Awesome.
How many did you end up selling over the weekend?
I don't know, and I'd rather not say, just because. So if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
That is perfectly fine. So again, CatholicDrinky.com. Check out Sarah's wonderful blog, and again, get her book by contacting Sarah directly. And Steve, how could we kind of follow you in the digital space?
Well, probably very difficult. But excuse me, I don't have a book. I don't blog. I don't have a podcast. But I do have a website. It's really just a static page, and it's just an indication of what I do as a profession. I'm a geologist.
Okay.
It is echelonep.com. That is echelonep.com. You can catch me there. But, like I said, it's just a static page. It's not much.
Hey, it's something. You're in the space, so that's
right.
That's great. echelonep.com.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us and relating your story, and always great to see you. I enjoyed talking with you at the CNMC and look forward to seeing you again at a meetup in the future somewhere. So I'm Captain Jeff, the Airline Pilot Guy, and you can find me and my podcast on airlinepilotguide.com. And until next time, wishing you, that's my other show, I'm sorry. Wishing you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. And, of course, have a great Catholic weekend. Take care, and God bless.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, Sarah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
No, it's fine. I just would rather just not talk about it publicly if that's okay with you.
Fine. No, that's fine. Sorry, like I said, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's cool.
Excellent. Well, there we go.
Hey, Jeff,
yes.
Thank you for inviting me. This has been great.
Oh, we enjoyed having you.
I think I explained to you before that I like the idea of being in the chat room on any particular Saturday. I don't get to do it very often, but it just so happened that this worked today. So
yeah, I'm
glad
it did. I'm glad it did. It was everything happens for a reason, right?
Okay, well now I better sign off because I got to check out of this hotel.
Okay, get out of there. Thanks for
Great.
morning.
Well, it was good to meet you on Sunday. Didn't get much time to talk. It was good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, and good to meet you too, Sarah.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Take care.
Yeah, I'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye. And everybody in the chat room, thanks for hanging out with us. I kind of was half looking at what was going on there. Joanne and Allison. Hey, Allison. Lynn, of course, there. And I'm sure that Marika is there. And it was nice seeing you at the over the weekend. And Father Darrell and who else? Cliff up there in the what do they call those provinces? The Maritime provinces. Mike Kuipers, of course, the mayor of SQPN, is with us. And anybody else that I'm missing? Here, let me see if I can get the list. No,
Quite the crowd.
There we go. Oh, Mary Camarillo. I'm sorry that you weren't able to join us in Atlanta this weekend. We missed you. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us this morning. And hope you have a great week. And we'll see you back here again next weekend for the next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.